Okay. All right, everyone. So welcome to Technical Tuesday. What's today's date? Today is the 24th, 24th of March, 2020. About to get this going, get you guys understanding the markets, see what I see, and let's get started. So first off, we're going to look on here, see what we have for today as far as news. London session, we have GBP. So I'm pretty excited to see what's going to happen with GBP pairs. There's high impact happening. You see this medium impact folder as well. Towards 2 o'clock, there's going to be the Euro medium impact. Towards the New York session, we're going to have some medium impact on the US dollar. Okay, so now part of what I was going to teach you guys today, and then just to answer your question, Zabir, yes, this is recorded. Also, I'm gonna have the chat area open on another screen, so I'll be able to read your guys' messages. Anything that you have, any questions or anything, just let me know in the chat area. So if you guys aren't familiar with correlation pairs, we're about to get into it right now. And this is actually perfect because there's going to be some GBP news and then there's going to be some Euro news. So part of what I do when I look at the chart is I'm looking at certain currency pairs. Obviously, the GBP, anything with GBP, so it could be GBP USD, like we see on this chart, like GJ, it could be, there's going to be some Euro as well, so like Euro USD, Euro JPY. But as far as this chart here, so this chart right here goes over correlation pairs. So what correlation pairs are is certain pairs that either move together or move opposite from each other. So if you can see on the left hand side of this, it says currency pairs that move together. So what move together means is if the Euro USD is going up, most likely GBP USD is going up as well. Same thing with Euro USD and NZD USD. So if you think about it, all three of these move together. Now, if I pull up my chart here, just to show you guys what I'm talking about. So this is the Euro USD that's pulled up, and I'm going to pull up GBP USD. Now, this is a tactic that most people don't know about. The people that do know about it have taken my training and kind of understand that portion. But let me first go onto the 4-hour and just kind of show you guys the flow of the market. So it was going into a downtrend, then went to an uptrend, then a really big spike coming down, and then it's slightly coming up. Now let's look at Euro USD. Very similar. It was going into a downtrend, went up to an uptrend, large spike coming down, and then slightly coming up. Exactly the same thing. Now the volatility is different, but as far as the movement is basically the same. Now NZD USD was another one that moves very similar to Euro USD. So let's look at the 4-hour. So it's going into this downtrend here, went into an uptrend, and then a really large spike coming down, and then now slightly moving up. So if you can see, they're pretty much identical. There's actually something where you can click on this plus sign, which they had released this, I would say like 6 months ago, where you can compare the different currency pairs. So I think if you put GBP USD, now I might mess up on this. Oh, here we go, GBP USD, because I don't really use this often, but it shows you kind of the movement. This is NZD USD and then GBP USD. So it's very similar. This these charts in the background, you can see where it's like going down and then it goes up. I think it's a little glitchy, but anyways, moves very similar with NZD USD. So all three of these move together. Now, as far as the pairs that don't move together, so Euro USD and then USD CHF, these are pairs that are opposite. So if Euro USD is going in a downtrend, USD CHF is going in an uptrend. Now let's check that out. So that means for this really strong spike coming down, or at least on Euro USD, there was a really long spike going down. Let's check out USD CHF. USD CHF, and you guys can see really long spike going up. So that's the so something to have in the back of your mind. Now, people that have taken the training, even if you haven't, you're hearing this for the first time, I definitely suggest getting this this photo here. You can actually probably look it up on Google, look up correlation pairs. This one should pop up somewhere around there. Just print it out, have it next to you. These are like the main ones that I focus on when it comes to correlation pairs. I found that these work really well together. Now, someone had asked, does that only work on big time frame or the 15-minute and 5-minute too? So it works, well, I mainly focus on like the bigger, like 1 hour, 4 hour for the correlation pairs, but here's the main thing to understand. With the 15-minute or 5-minute, it's overall what's happening with the trend. So if you see like on the 4 hour, everything's going up, yeah, on the smaller time frame, it might be going down, but overall we know the movement's going up. So the bigger time frame is kind of what matters. 15 and 5-minute, I don't really mess around with that too often. 15 is like the lowest time frame that I would go down to, and that's mainly for like entry. But most of it's like the hour, the 4 hour, daily, weekly, um, and so forth. So anyways, let's go into the chart markup. So this was something that I had marked up earlier, just a little messy here, but overall, everything was creating higher highs, higher lows, real clean setups that were happening on everything here. So for the USD CHF, as of now, we don't really have a reversal pattern, kind of like a double top forming up here. So it is hitting this area here, and it might hit and then continue going up. Now, based off of what I see with this here, so there is like the whole divergence going on in this area here while this is going up. So price is expected to get weaker. The thing is, we need to see how weaker it's going to get. So we can expect a downfall to around this zone, being that it's like a major area where it'll come down and hit this area and then just continue going up. You can see this resistance line that I drew, this high to this high, and then it reacted off of this high over here, coming down. This high over here is also like a resistance area where it hit and then it rejected. So this area right here is a major area where it's expected to do a strong reversal, being that it's that strong resistance. So we're still waiting to see. As far as neckline, this line right here that I just drew would be considered like that neckline for this double top. So normally the distance from up here to there is about the distance it should go once it drops down. Now, I would want to wait for the support to be broken for this to be considered a good trade to get in on. And I drew this support line. Okay, so this support line here, you can actually see it better on the weekly, where most likely will come down to that support line, maybe react off of it. So still going to see, most likely you guys would be seeing a signal for this one here for a sell, USD CHF sell. Now let me read someone's question. So AUD, USD, and then USD CAD. Now, what exactly are you mentioning? So are you putting like currency pairs to analyze or just to check them out? because I know AUD USD is actually part of the correlations. AUD USD and USD CAD, these are pairs that move opposite from each other. Let's see, would you recommend placing trades of the common pairs together on the same time? Now, here's my method behind this, and obviously it's good when you guys ask questions because you guys are going to be learning more throughout this whole process. So even if I mainly don't want to focus too much on the training, I want to do like kind of half and half, some training, some some analyzing charts, just so you guys can see, because some people, they already know about this stuff. They've taken like my 7-day training, they're already advanced, so this stuff is kind of easy for them. But yeah, so someone had asked if I get in, like if Euro USD is a buy and I place an order for a buy, would I get in for a buy on GBP USD? Now, not necessarily. That's just an extra confirmation. So the way that I would see it with correlation pairs is, and this is obviously going to be something that you would have to be advanced on to understand what I'm talking about. But pretty much, if you let me move this over. Okay, so if like on Euro USD we see it's going up and everything's in an uptrend, and then we notice like a reversal pattern, let's say like a triple top for those that know what it is, and then we had the neckline like that. So if we notice that this one had multiple confirmations to get in on a sell entry for Euro USD, and then GBP USD was also doing like an uptrend. Now it's not going to move exactly the same, but let's say if it did something like this. Okay, so kind of like a triple top, or let's just put it like this. So let's say it was something like this. So while this one I would have entered in on, and the price was like this on GBP USD, I wouldn't get in on this sale just yet because I need multiple confirmations. One of the confirmations is kind of the correlation when this is going in a downtrend and it already broke the structure, then I should be expecting for GBP USD to also get in on the sell. The thing is, you want to have multiple confirmations on any pair that you're on, not just the correlation. So you would want to wait for it to break out so then you can get in on the sell, and it might be at a different time. So for something like this, this is when pending orders come in. I would place a pending order here, and for this, it might be instant or pending as well. So it all depends on the on when the breakout happens and the confirmations. Okay, so let me look at some of the questions. She trade for USD JPY. It seems like strong bearish. I'll be checking out UJ. Can you analyze UJ as a pennant on the 1 hour, 4 hour? Sure. By the way, Angel, gonna need your services very soon. I have a haircut. And out here, it's pretty crazy. I need a haircut. That's probably why I'm not on the video chat. Need that haircut. All this quarantine stuff going on, but anyway, so we're gonna check out UJ. So USD JPY. And by the way, UJ, it should be the opposite. So pull this up. So USD JPY is opposite from GBP USD. Now, if you think about it, GBP USD moves like Euro. So this is where it gets a little confusing because it doesn't say Euro USD is opposite from USD JPY, but it says GBP USD. So just thinking about the different currency pairs, how they move different from each other or the same. So USD CHF moves the same as USD JPY, but most likely you can see USD CHF is opposite from the euro. So USD CHF, USD JPY, what is it? The USD AUD, no, AUD USD moves the same. USD CAD, USD CAD's not on this side, but overall, these are like the main ones, being that they're major pairs as well. So that being said, UJ moves opposite from GBP USD and Euro USD. So we pretty much see the opposite. It's a strong uptrend on UJ, and then USD CHF, it's the same as UJ, very similar, and then Euro is opposite. This one's going down and then pulling up. These are going up, pulling down. So overall, what I'm seeing with everything going on right now, the price is expected to drop down. As far as with UJ and USD CHF. Now, we still need to wait for more confirmations, but if I pull up my MT4 chart, those that have taken the training get these threes that go onto the chart. Anytime you see a three, you expect the market to go from an uptrend to a downtrend. So right now, there's this really strong resistance on UJ, and good point right here as far as the pennant that someone had talked about. Where it's just consolidating. I think that was Angel. Let's see. Yeah, so overall it's forming higher lows, and then these highs are like not breaking this resistance. So it's trying to figure out what to do, whether to break down or go up. So normally for this situation, being that this is a three, it's expected to go down. And just showing you guys, those that were there last week, I kind of explained how these threes work, where anytime you see a three going from a downtrend, you'll see that three, and then price moves up. Or when price is up, you'll see a three, and then price will shoot down. Then I added this other indicator, which only people that took mentorship training have this one, but the 7-day training, they don't have this new one just yet. They only have the three. So that's something that we're going to update later on once we plan that next 7-day. Okay, so back on here, let's first look at the bigger time frame. And I'm actually erase everything just so you guys can see the whole markup. So I am on the monthly right now, getting some major areas pointed out. Okay. All right, now if you guys hear me stay quiet, that's usually because I'm focused. I know most of you guys know when I'm focused, when I'm really silent. Okay, so the three confirmations is not on TradingView. I actually kind of wish it was on TradingView so I don't have to look all the time. Anyways, okay, so these were the major areas. This looks very similar to USD CHF. Smooth price action. Now this is the main portion here. So prices overall consolidating, kind of doing like that triple top, more of a four top. distance from here to here is the distance that it should go once it breaks through. So we should definitely be seeing either breakout coming this way or the same thing on the upside. Now, I would give it a little bit of distance for the entry, being that sometimes these wicks would come in and trigger it and then come back. So not so tight for an entry. I always keep it a little bit below, just so you can be safe. Now, being that this is overall an uptrend, it would be best on this side. So we're just basically waiting for that breakout to happen. You're gonna have good risk to reward on both sides, and this is actually something that I do when I see something like this. Is I'll place a pending sell and then I'll place a pending buy order. So it's a pending order on both sides, and this is how you can get off of your charts and just place your trade. So all right, so this is what it looks like for me on my end. You can copy the entry, the risk to rewards really well. Let's see, there we go. So somewhere around like the 137 pips, 164 pips, so somewhere around like 100, 150, I would say, on both ends. 150 on both ends. Stop loss could be also the same. This one's a little bit higher. Now there's also like a strong resistance up here, so keep an eye out for that. Now, as far as divergence, we're definitely seeing that on the 4 hour. This is going down like that, while here is kind of a little bit slanting up. So just going to be checking that out. Overall, I can see this coming down, especially once we start seeing like these start to reverse, because this one actually already kind of broke. I did like that double bottom pattern, kind of triple right here. Let's see, neckline. So this one already hit its target on the breakout. I did not get on this one, but it did hit its target for this like triple bottom, neckline here, entries here, take profits there. So it like perfectly hit, and then now it's figuring out its direction, but it is forming higher highs, higher lows. So in this area here, I can tell the fib's not that good, most likely hitting the 78.6, what I see. Yeah, so 78.6 hit and then rejecting up. So not really like anything major that I see for this buy entry. So let's check out GBP USD, and then we'll get into the questions. So GBP USD is more of that that double bottom going on. So 1, 2, most likely going to break out, come back, and then shoot up. Distance from here to here, distance expected to go up. And it does make sense to go up around that 61-50% level where it normally goes up to, and then reversing down. By the way, those that have done the Fibonacci stuff, there's two ways of of doing this. So when you see that reversal pattern happening and prices going up, you can actually place a buy and then also see certain areas. All these areas kind of play as support and resistance. In the Fibonacci training that I talked about, 38.2 being a strong reversal when it hits. So that's where I feel like it would go up to around the 38.2, come back down to 23.6. It does hit like support and resistance sometimes, like exactly how I drew it out right here. So it would come up, come down, and then go up to like that 50, 60, 61.8, 50% level, and then continue the downtrend. So that's what I can overall see what's going on. UJ looks like it's expected to go down. Now it all depends on the news that's going to be happening. So good job with keeping track there, letting me know. Now I'm going to take a couple questions and then we're going to be off here. Let's see, anything you guys want to discuss about? If I hear a lot of like a certain thing, we'll go over it, whether it be Fibonacci, covering over a little bit more on the correlation pairs or just anything in general. Let's put it in the chat area. And I'll be answering some of these questions. So do you ever scalping for small accounts? No, I don't scalp on small accounts. This is fire. Best indicators to use. Okay. Best indicators to use. We can actually probably cover over one of my favorite indicators to use. Are you going to make a new 7-day or updated to the current one? Yeah, so every couple months I will make a new 7-day. So anyone that has previously taken the 7-day, they'll come into the new one, or any new people that joined into it, they'll watch the new one. So everyone inside that has made a purchase into 7-day, it's like lifetime access. So it's literally for everyone. Can you explain the breakout? Fibonacci, can you, let's see. What broker do you use? LMFX, Traders Way, KOT Forex is a good one. So monthly, daily, 4-hour, maybe 1 hour. So to analyze, yes. So that's pretty much it. The bigger time frame. The reason why I focus on the bigger time frame and then go down is because institutional traders are mainly focused on the bigger time frame. So if I know that there's a major area on the bigger time frame that it's expected to reverse based off of like technicals, then I know to get in on. How important is Cortis theory? Pretty important. Pretty important. It's something to keep an eye on. It's not like a main factor of mine, but I just know like sometimes for certain entries. So let's just say like UJ. So this entry right here is below the 500, so most likely it's going to drop at least to the 0.0, if not further, which this target where we're aiming for is like that 750. UJ is a little more complicated, being that it's really quick when it moves from like 250 to 500 compared to like, let's say USD CHF, like from 750 to like 500, it's a good amount of distance. Okay, so let's see. All right, so I'm going to be covering over one of my favorite indicators before getting off here. Should take, literally my teaching is pretty quick, so make sure to get this down, pay close attention. My favorite indicator is going to be the RSI. So let's get into the teaching aspect of what RSI is. Let me actually pull up a new chart. Okay, so for RSI, what it stands for is Relative Strength Index. Now, this indicator, you can go onto the top look up on indicators, you can look up RSI. It'll pop up right here, relative strength index. Once you add it onto your chart, it's going to look something like this at the bottom. Now, because I already have it up top here, delete this one. So this is what it looks like, the RSI. For the settings, the ones that I use, if you go to inputs, you want to put 5, source is close, style, you can style it whatever. I keep it like kind of purple from the inside. And the upper band is 70, lower band is 30. Now, anything above the 70, so above the 70, move this over. So above 70 equals overbought section. And then anything below this line right here, which is the 30, below 30 equals oversold section. Now, this is an indicator that's going to help out with identifying the strength of the price. So relative strength index, it helps identifying the strength of the price with the certain currency pair that you're on. So GBP USD is this currency pair we're on. Now, what I mainly look for on this here is when we see, let's say on the price above, let me put the lock tool. Okay, so on the price above, if we see that it's going into an uptrend like this, but above the 70, we see that there's like a slant coming down. While this is showing it's going up, this is indicating that price is getting weaker. So when it shows that it's going down, it means price is getting weaker. And if it shows on the charts up here that price is going up, then it's what you call a fake out. So the main portion about this indicator is to spot those fake outs. So this is showing it's going up, and then the indicator is showing that it's reversing. So that's going to be the main thing. Now, what I do is, well, at least for the practice portion, so when it's above the 70, I look for anything that's slanting down. So like, let's say for this point to this point, we can see it's slanting down. Let's spot another area. So like from this point to this point, it's slanting down. You can see this area right here, it's slanting down. Now, not when it's above the 70, we don't look for slants going up. We look for slants going down. So kind of like in this area here, like in this area, I look for like an overall area, mainly something like what we see here. Overall, it's showing it's going down. Now, what I do is, so I look at the actual chart and what's going on up top. And we can see, if I mark this point here, and this very peak right here, if I look all the way up, it's this point here, and I'm going to line this one here going up, and it's this point here. So it's kind of confirming that it's going down. This one's not really a fake out. It's kind of going slanted. This is showing it's going down. But then after, price does shoot down. So this isn't really a good example here. Let's look at another one. So this is a good example here. So we can see this very point right here, and then this very point right here. Someone asked, what's the setting for the RSI? It's the 5. So this point here, if I look directly above, we're getting this high right here. And then if I get this point here and then look directly above, it's this point here. Now, what we see right here is what's called divergence. It's that fake out. So, so when we see price showing that it's moving up like this, and then down here, it's showing that it's going down, this RSI indicator is showing that price is getting weaker while this is showing it's going up. So what happens after that? price shoots down. Now let's spot another area. So this one right here, not really a good area because it was overall going down. So let's spot another area, not really a good area. Now this area here is a good one. So we can see this point here and then this point here. If I put this right above, it's this point here, and then align this one coming up, it's this point here. So we can see on the charts, it's showing it's going up. RSI is showing it's going down. And then right after that, price shoots down. Now, indicators are my secondary focus. It's not my main focus, but this is one of my favorite indicators because every time I see there's like divergence going on, it's expected to reverse. So kind of like what we're seeing right here with the USD JPY, we see that slant coming down while this is kind of going up like this. So this is showing it's going up while RSI is showing it's going down. So it's already expected to drop down. Overall with this one, you know, when it comes to placing a trade, the main thing that you want to focus on is price action. So when there's like a breakout that happens, that's going to be the main confirmation. The RSI is that secondary focus. It's that secondary thing that you can apply the strategy, but mainly focus on price action. So anyways, you guys, don't want to take much longer here. Hope you guys got some value off of that. Let me actually cover over one last thing because I covered over the top area. By the way, you guys tag me on Instagram at Risky Ricky, shoot a video, shoot something. I'll repost it on my story. Let me know what you guys thought for tonight. Now, someone asks, where can you find RSI? RSI is under the indicators tab. You click on here, look up RSI, add it onto your chart. Now, I mentioned about the RSI on the uptrend. So when price is above, we're looking for the slant coming down. But when the price is below the 30 line, which is the oversold section, we're looking for slants going up. So for example, from here to here, we can see slants going up. From here to here, slants going up. So not slants like this. This is a slant coming down. So that's no. So like this area here, slants going up. Now let's look on the charts. So when it's below the 30 and we see a slant like that, this area right here, we can see it's this point and this point. So below the 30, we're focused on the bottom of the price now, not the top of the price like we did above the 70. We're focused on the bottom of the price. Now, if we see right here, price is pretty much going evenly. So we should be seeing the same thing on the RSI. This should be going, this point right here should actually be right next to this previous one, like exactly what's going on up here. So because we see that it's even like that, and this is showing it's going up, this is indicating that price is getting stronger. So we're expecting for the price to shoot up. So exactly what happened here, which by the way, we want to wait for more confirmations. This was like that triple bottom going on. Distance from neckline to here is the distance that should go up. So clearly it did hit the target, plus it even went higher. But we already knew that the price was expected to go up. So we get those multiple confirmations. I can already see over 3 confirmations for this trade right here to get in for a buy. This would have been an easy profit trade right here. So anything with that slant, Now sometimes, remember, and this is why price action is important, because right here in this area, we can see that it is showing it's going down. So from this point to this point, it's showing it's going down. This is showing it's going up. So it did kind of go up a little bit, but overall price action is better. It was creating lower lows, lower high, and then just continue going on to the lower low, lower high. Let me spot one more, this entire area here. So this point here, these points here. I'm gonna try finding them on the chart. So it's this point here, this point here, this point here, and then here. So overall, what we see here, what's happening is prices showing that it's going down. Now on the RSI, we see that price is showing that it's expected to go up. Now, if you see the pattern that we see right here, inverted head and shoulder, neckline, distance from neckline to head should be going up. You can see target was definitely hit. And that's how the RSI indicates when price is expected to reverse. So anyways, you guys, I see everyone saying thank you. I appreciate you guys for showing up, being here. Showing up is, the most important part. All you got to do is show up to really start seeing success in anything that you do. How you do anything is how you do everything, you guys. So glad you guys made it out here tonight. Hope to see you guys next week. I know we had a full house today, so appreciate you guys. Have a good night. Let's catch some pips. Let's make some money. See you guys later.